Hi, this is Sherry, and today I've just been for a walk actually with the dog, so I'm hoping the dog will now calm down. I recorded an interview last night with Kath Robinson that you can hear this evening at 8 o'clock, talking about how her career has evolved. She's a woman in technology, so she works in a very male-dominated environment, and you've got the combination of her dog barking in the background and the dog that I'm dog sitting for whining in the background as well, although very briefly, you might not even notice. Obviously, doing the recording, I'm super conscious of background noise, and I'm super conscious that the dog we're dog sitting at the moment is jumping up and down on the settee because he can see people walking past the house. Apparently he's not allowed on the furniture, but somehow or other he seems to make himself very at home on the furniture. So yesterday, I hope you really enjoyed the sessions yesterday. So we had Caroline Flanagan in the morning talking about overwhelm and guilt and some really, really practical tips. That's what I love about Caroline, so practical. And I know that the one that kind of really struck a chord for me and for some others as well is about start with no. You know, you don't have to say yes to everything. Start with no and then work your way forward from there. And then lunchtime we had Julie Dennis talking about menopause symptoms. And I know for a lot of women, you know, when you're going through that perimenopause, it can be such a stressful time because you don't know what's going on with your body. And as women, we all go through it, and for some of us, it's a bigger or a lesser deal. But again, some really helpful tips and strategies on how to cope with those hot flushes, those night sweats. Love the idea of keeping a food diary to see whether there are particular triggers that might affect how you're feeling. And I know for me that I have found that quite helpful actually. And then yesterday evening, the fabulous Nikki Creel, just to prove, I do actually have a copy of Nikki's book, and I realise you've seen that back to front because I'm doing this in selfie mode. But her book is brilliant, and she really does know, put that back on the shelf, an awful lot about how to make the most of social media to make it look like you're absolutely fabulous. I've learned loads. I mean, I run a LinkedIn Confidence, so I do review people's LinkedIn profiles for them so that they can find the right employer. And networking on LinkedIn is just as important as networking in real life. But even I learned loads from listening to Nikki, and I went and made quite a few changes to my own profile. So today then, what have I got in store for you? So you might already be listening to Vicky Ward. Now, if Mel Noakes' interview last week was really popular on self-care, so if self-care is something you want to focus on this year, then this week we've got Vicky this morning, and that one's just gone live, and she's talking about how you can fit exercise into your busy life. And not just exercise, but being more active, because if you work in an office and you're sat down all day, it's really not very good for you. So that's Vicky on today, Tuesday morning, and then Rebecca Hurst on Thursday morning is again on that self-care theme, talking about what you eat and how that can help. And what I love about Rebecca, really down-to-earth practical advice. None of this faddy diets and superfoods type stuff, although if you like those superfoods and faddy diets, fine. But she's talking about things that you can do to really eat more healthily and introducing changes slowly. So those are the two wellness self-care talks that we've got this week. So Vicky this morning, and then Angela Harkness at lunchtime today. So if guilt and overwhelm was a thing that touched you yesterday listening to Caroline, then you'll love this interview at lunchtime today with Angela Harkness. I found Angela through Facebook. I loved her stuff that she was posting in the Pink Tank, and very much kind of, you know, what I describe as feminist sayings and things and motivational stuff. So I called her up straight away. I'd never met her. I've never spoken to her before. I said, I love what you're posting. I really want to interview you. So we had a fascinating discussion, you know, talking about, you know, digging deep and finding the key meanings for you and getting clear on the life that you want to live and how you can do that. So that was really interesting. We talked about limiting beliefs again, which we talked about last week with Sue Revel, and again with Rebecca Pintry, and I talk about the imposter syndrome on Wednesday evening. and again with Catherine Cuffley on Thursday evening when we're talking about mindset. So it's and a limiting belief is something that you believe that affects the way that you feel and the way that you behave. Very often we're not conscious of those limiting beliefs. They're holding us back. So for example, I've been working with a client just recently who is head of HR, and she's going for the top job in her firm, and she wasn't sure if she was ready for this. She wasn't sure. And actually the thing that came out of the discussions, that she didn't have a degree, and intellect came out a few times. And when we kind of dug down a little further, we realised that she thought, a limiting belief, that in order to be the top person in the firm, that she needed a degree, that intellect was important. Oh my goodness, this woman is so bright, so clever, strategic thinker. And once we got past that limiting belief and started to focus on what is a useful belief instead, then, oh my goodness, the magic starts to happen. So that's brilliant. So that's what we're talking about with Angela Harkness. And then this evening, not on your original schedule, Kath Robinson, a woman in technology, and talking about her ups and downs of what life is like being a female manager, what's different about her leadership style, what she's used. And she went through a bit of a rough patch last year, and how she got through that rough patch. And again, it comes back to mindset and limiting beliefs, and how she got through that. And oh my gosh, very inspirational. I loved talking to her. And as with several of my interviews, we carried on talking for quite a long time after we stopped recording. So do listen to that one this evening. Loads more lined up for the rest of this week. And of course, I'm going to be doing my session live on Friday. I'll send you details on how to link to that. Even if you're not registered for the conference, you can still come to that one. What else? Oh, career confidence. A few people are asking me questions about my career confidence program. Now, if you want career confidence, for me, that's about getting familiar with those limiting beliefs, and that takes a bit of digging sometimes. Really understanding what's unique and special about you, understanding your stripes is how I've one person commented on my blog post just recently. Understanding your values, getting really clear on what's important to you as a mother, as a woman, and for your career. For some of us, we want to be the absolute best we can be. You want that promotion, maybe you want to change career, maybe you want to change role. So that's what career confidence is about, is helping to explore those beliefs, understanding your values, understanding your strengths, getting clear on your career goals. And being clear on your goal is not enough. You've then got to know how you're going to achieve those goals, what you need to do, what actions you need to take, what beliefs, what useful beliefs you need to adopt, and what actions you can take that will help you to believe those beliefs. Because with mindset, when we were talking with Catherine, your thoughts affect how you feel, and how you feel then affects your behaviour. And of course, your behaviour will lead you to results. So if you've got the right beliefs, the right thoughts in your head, and if you're taking the actions to prove that those are your beliefs to yourself and to others, then it makes a huge difference. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the Career Confidence course. It's a 6 weeks program. It's live. 6 live sessions with me. It's all recorded, so if you can't make a session, then you can catch up later. There's a closed secret Facebook group where you can share your thoughts, your ideas, celebrate what's happening for you, what limiting beliefs you've perhaps uncovered, what goals you want, and then we'll all be around you to kind of say, yeah, go on, you can do this, you can do this. So it's a great course, 6 weeks, and we start February. And throughout the conference, you've got that on a discounted price. If you want to find out more, then I always offer everybody a complimentary 30-minute clarity call with me. So if you want to find out more, if you just want to have a chat about your career, about what you want to do next, maybe how you're struggling to find that work-life balance, or maybe you've got that work-life balance sorted out, but you want to do something different and you want to understand how will that affect your work-life balance. So get in touch, theconfidentmother.co.uk, PM me, post a message below. I'm getting so many amazing emails and feedback from people about what they're learning from this conference, and some of my business friends say to me, why on earth are you doing this all for free? But I love doing it. I love being able to help women. I know that not everybody can afford to invest in themselves and to invest in coaching in that way, and this is my way of giving. This is my contribution to women who want to improve themselves. So that's why I do it, and I love doing it, and I love getting your feedback. So if you've listened to any of the interviews, the speakers love to hear your feedback as well. So please do drop me a line telling me which has been your favourite, what's been your highlights, and most importantly, what's the action you're taking away from it. So loving you and leaving you, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow morning. Take care.